Hello and happy Friday. It is March 15th. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. And today I'm going to use Unfinished Business, a Ghostly Tarot. And just a reminder for those of you who placed your pre-order for the second printing. First of all, I want to say thank you. It is only through the collective effort of those who pre-order does this deck hit the press for a second time. So thank you so much that there was enough support to warrant a second printing. I am so grateful for that. But just a reminder though, this deck does not ship until the end of April, early May, because I have to give time for people who want to get in on that second printing, because it is a collective effort to do so. And then it takes about 5 weeks after I pay the printer, because the printer has to get paid first before they print the deck. So there is a process here, and I am so grateful for all of you who are incredibly patient. This isn't like a deck that you go and you buy on Amazon or, off the shelf at a store. This is a process that, you're all part of, who order this deck, who pre-order. All right. And then, as for that, the extended book, which is basically what I have been doing every day with blinders on. And it is, I'm having so much fun creating this book and putting in all the little details and putting in little notes and making it really, I hope, just sort of interesting, just something that kind of piques your imagination. All right. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's talk about the influencing energy. Who's showing up? Who's going to whisper in our ear today? Influence our decisions, our mood. Then it's a situation. What's happening? What's going on maybe this weekend? Then we'll open up the door to the uninvited house ghost, and then we'll wrap it all up with some words of advice. Okay. So starting us off here, we have, hello, Alice. It's the Nine of Cups. So when we're in the presence of Alice, when Alice is around us, what we feel is pretty damn good about things, right? We feel like our wishes are fulfilled. We feel like all that hard work, all of that time and effort, you can finally enjoy it, right? You can see what you've been able to accomplish, and you can feel what it feels like to know that it wasn't in vain, that you have reached a point of success, and it feels really freaking good. So lean into this energy today. Let Alice kind of infuse your day with that feeling of having your wishes fulfilled, of reaching a goal, of feeling perhaps the sense of luxury, even, feeling that luxury that comes from having the job done, to being able to rest, to enjoy your success. Okay, so coming up here, what's the situation? Oh, wow. Okay, so I kind of find this fitting because this weekend is St. Patrick's Day, and don't get me going. My friends are tired of hearing me complain about, by the way, I'm Irish. I'm Irish and Sicilian. And I kind of have a little beef with this holiday, not going to lie. But anyway, the Five of Wands comes in and it sparks competition. So hear me out here, okay? The situation, what you might find yourself in this weekend, perhaps, you're feeling kind of like that Nine of Cups energy. You're feeling, the positive side is that you feel like you've got your wishes fulfilled. The negative side of the Nine of Cups can have you feeling a little bit smug, right? Like, look what I did. Why aren't you there yet? If I can do it, you should be able to do it. And so having this Five of Wands coming in, oh Lordy, you might have to check your ego at the door. Be careful. That's all I'm going to tell you, because it might find what you might find yourself in is this competition, and you might show a side of yourself that doesn't necessarily reflect the gratitude and the grace of having those wishes fulfilled, right? You might come off as being a bit smug. You might come off as, being insensitive, maybe, to if someone hasn't reached their goal yet, or if they're still working towards it. And so there's this competition brewing. There's this need to compete. And maybe you go into a situation where you're gathering with friends or something, and egos start to to puff up, right? Just be aware. That's all it is. Just be aware. You know, life doesn't need to be a competition. And I personally, when I see this, you know, it's a reminder to make sure that I put my best self forward and appreciate everything that I've been able to accomplish, and not, hey, stop it, cat, and not let this desire to win a battle, right, or to compete, or to be the loudest person in the room. You know, I just, that's kind of how I see that happening. And I feel like this weekend, especially if you're gathering with friends and maybe you're having a couple of beers, a couple of Irish sidecars, you might find that all of a sudden the good side of the Nine of Cups leans over to the lesser, greater qualities of the Nine of Cups. Okay. So who's coming into this party? Who's showing up? Who's walking in? Oh, yay. So it could be a challenge coming in here. We have this Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords in this deck is a spirit guide. And it's there to help you find clarity. It's there to help you see the path of least resistance. It's there as a supportive force, right? To help you overcome challenges. But in its presence, it also brings challenges, because it allows you to have that ability to see something that you weren't able to maybe understand before, but now you get it. So now you can overcome it. And so this is a strong, very powerful energy that will enable you to perhaps go into this day when you're with these people who you might feel like you have to compete against. And you'll have such clarity on what's going on. You'll be able to read that room and understand each person's position. And maybe you won't feel that need to fight, right? Maybe you'll know the best way to fight is to not fight, or maybe the best way to win is to not fight. Or maybe you'll know exactly what to say to shut that person up. You know, who knows? Who knows what it might be, depending on your situation. But, you know, if you're going into a situation when you're going into a battle of some sort, or you feel like you have to compete with other people, you're going to find that you're going to be able to swiftly and confidently annihilate any conversation that needs to be done with. You know, it's like, I do still feel like this is a recipe for some strong ego energy to come in and, you know, just, I think this will also, however this Ace of Swords comes in, what it's going to do is it's going to help you not puff up. It might show you when that's happening. It might give you a sense of where you're letting your pride get ahead of you. Let's see what the advice card here is. It's like, I feel like with that Ace of Swords, it might come in, you know, it might be part of a conversation that comes in. It might be someone who comes in and they bring that element into this situation. And with that, you find understanding. You find this clear picture of what's going on. Alyssa, the Four of Pentacles. So be careful, you know, if you're using money as a way to control, if you're trying to control the room, you might miss out on something, right? If you're someone who just has to be the one leading the charge, if you're the one who has to dictate what happens and who does what and who gets to go where, and just pay attention to when that part of yourself surfaces, because you might miss out on a greater opportunity. You might miss out on some joy that you will miss by keeping things really restricted. There's an opportunity here for you to learn perhaps a lot about yourself and others. You're feeling good, right? You're feeling really good about where you are. So you're not going into this place from a place of feeling low or depressed about a situation. You're going in feeling confident because you've reached some goal of some sort, or you've achieved something that maybe has taken you some time to achieve. And you're feeling damn good about it. You're feeling that pride, kind of bubbling up. And ow, cat, sorry. Like, sometimes I think she thinks I am a scratching post. There's this potential for conflict here. Just be careful with that conflict, because you want to make it a friendly competition. You don't want to get too in the mud, you know what I mean? And having this Ace of Swords coming in, something might be revealed too during this time that offers clarity, and you'll get a better sense for maybe why there is this competition brewing. You might go into a situation this weekend where you have to deal with a lot of other people who are all competing for the same thing. And it might be attention. It might be for a slot in at a show. It might be something that you're competing for. And at least you having that Nine of Cups, having Alice there with you, you're going to feel like you can present your best self, right? You're moving in the positive direction. Oops, I'm sorry, I moved the camera. And having the Ace of Swords, that brings that clarity. So however that looks, it could be, again, it could be someone that comes in and they offer a bit of information that all of a sudden it just like the clouds part, the sun comes down, and you're like, oh, I get it, It could be that you get a better understanding for yourself and why why you puff up perhaps during a conflict. But at the end of the day here, with Alyssa sitting here in the advice position, it comes down to control. And you might need to be able to control, actually, the other thing with this, now that I'm thinking about it, is this might also come in as a sign to be careful that you don't that you don't use money, and you don't come off as, how do I say this in a way that is like, you don't use money as a way to show off, right? That you keep maybe a little bit more of a grip on your finances. It might be tempting to buy a round for everybody at the bar. You know what I mean? As this competition goes. Or it might be tempting to try to buy your way into something, or to use money. But with Alyssa coming here, it might be time to be cautious of where you spend your money as well. It could go, I kind of see that's kind of how this goes, to be frank. But Frank's not here. But it does seem like this is what Alyssa's trying to say, is like, you want to hang on to your resources, and don't let your ego open up that wallet for you. Anyway, I hope that makes sense, and much love. Happy Friday, and I hope you all have a wonderful, safe St. Patrick's Day. Remember, don't let it become like amateur night. Be safe, okay? Bye.